We need to give them what they require to expel Russia from Ukraine.
He's talking about F-16s. American and German tanks are soon going to be in the war effort in Ukraine. That is not all, though, that President Zelensky is asking for. William Taylor is a former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine and the VP of Russia and Ukraine at the U.S. Institute of Peace, here to talk with us this morning about the ongoing battle. First of all, Ukraine's request for fighter jets being met by the White House and President Biden with a resounding no. We're not sending F-16s right now. Is that the right decision? He's being criticized for it.
As he should, because I think it's not the right decision. And I think that'll come around. I think the administration will come around on F-16, just like, Marni, they've come around on these other ones. You mentioned the tanks. For a while there, the tanks weren't going to come. And we heard this over and over, that these tanks were too complex, or they're too heavy, or they use different kind of fuel. Well, they got over those issues, and they got over them in order to let other tanks from Europe come to Ukraine. So my bet is that we'll see the same thing on these F-16s. There are a lot of F-16s in Europe that could go to Ukraine. Ukraine needs them to be able to protect themselves from these attacks from Russia, and they need them, as General Breedlove said, to push the Russians out of their country.
There are dangerous consequences, of course. We know that. But why so much arm twisting to get some of the things that Ukraine is asking for when the U.S. and others say, we're there to support you, we're there to support you, but they have to be convinced to send certain things?
Well, they say, Marni, that they are adjusting and adapting and evolving with the battlefield. So when the battle was at short range against tanks, they provided these Stingers against anti-tanks and against the aircraft, and then the Javelins against the tanks. And then the war evolved, and it got into bigger, heavier, longer range, flatter terrain. And so then the HIMARS, these long-range rockets and very useful artillery were provided. And then they were looking at the tanks. And so it's evolved, and now it's evolved to where the Ukrainians can push the Russians out of their country. The Russians invaded their country. The Russians invaded Ukraine. And all the Ukrainians want to do is push the Russians out. And they're asking for tanks. And now they're coming and they're asking for F-16s.
Yeah, they want the long-range missiles as well. Add that to the list. So there's a former aide to President Putin says a coup is really possible. I think it's always been possible, but does it feel more possible, more imminent now?
So I've talked to many people about this question. I'm not an expert on this, but I talk to people who are, and people formerly in our intelligence agencies have said, in answer to your question, it's more possible now than it ever has in the past. It's not to say it's likely. It's not to say we should count on it. No, our policy should be driven on how to support the Ukrainians. The Russians will take care of President Putin and what goes on in the Kremlin. We need to just support the Ukrainians as they push the Russians out.
And we'll see how long before the U.S. changes its mind on sending some of the weaponry in order to do that. William Taylor, former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, VP of Russia and Ukraine at the U.S. Institute of Peace. Always good to have your perspective. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.